Thank you for tuning in to Sundays at the Square. I am your host, Toni Ringgold. Hey, I missed you guys so much. And you know I have the hottest guests. They're doing amazing things in the community, sitting right next to me all the time. So we're not even going to waste any time today. We're going to get right into it because we got a lot to cover. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend thus far, enjoying this summer. I know my kids are eating me out of house and home. How about y'all? Let a sister know. Want to give a shout out to my live viewers that are tuning in. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Central Texas for always supporting a sister. Now, we're going to get right into it. I have the ladies of Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority Incorporated in the building. Hey, get into it. Yes. And I got to give a little brief history. I met Miss Karen back in 2015. I don't even know how did we even connect? Do you remember?
We have a mutual friend where I work at the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Okay, that's what it is. And Miss Karen, she came in. I was wanting to do this festival, and it was something that was really different for the Temple area. As a matter of fact, it was the first Black event ever held in downtown Killeen. Since then, they've had a few events. So, you know, it's cool being a trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? Ow! Yes. And so I am so happy because I met Miss Karen and she came in and she did pictures for us, but she really helped keep us on track too. And what I loved about her, she was just very matter of fact, no nonsense. Like, hey, okay, so this is what we're doing. When are we getting this done? Oh, we need to get this done now. And I just love that about her because I'm such a dreamer and a visionary. You got to have somebody that's going to keep you on track and going to keep you organized. And she definitely was that. So ever since then, we've been friends on Facebook and we've kept up with each other. I keep up with her on her page. She keeps up with me on mine. And I saw her post something into the What's the 411 group on Facebook. If you haven't subscribed to that Facebook group, it's called What's the 411 Central Texas. And you can find all kinds of things going on right in that group. And so she posted a flyer into the group and I was like, oh, I got to get her on the show. I got to get her on the show. And so I wanted to let you introduce yourself and introduce these beautiful ladies that are sitting. I'm going to let each of the ladies introduce themselves and then tell us a little bit about the event itself. And we're going to go back and kind of get all the history. Is that all right?
That's all right.
Okay. So, Miss Karen, even though I already did a whole introduction, I'll let her formally introduce herself.
Okay. Good afternoon or good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Houston, and I am a member of Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority Incorporated.
Woo, woo. All right.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Cunningham, and I am also a member of Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority Incorporated.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Pasley, and I'm also a member of Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority.
Yes, Incorporated. All right. So I want to get right into it. I saw this flyer, guys, for my live viewers. I'm going to post it up. And I'm also going to make sure that I share it in this live video. But it is the PTSD Awareness Walk. It's a 5K, and it's going to be on Saturday, June 23rd at the Killeen Community Event Center. So what I wanted to do I want to jump right into actually what PTSD is. It's something that is really, really taboo, or a lot of times people, they say it, but they don't really actually know what it means. So I wanted to kind of get some insight on that. And so I guess Miss Michelle is going to tell us a little bit about PTSD.
Well, post-traumatic stress disorder is a natural response to an injury that's in the brain. It's not like depression. It's the emotional part of the brain that has suffered a severe traumatic event, and it causes the brain to shut down because of it, and it puts us in a self-defense mode. The person with PTSD is always, they feel like they're in danger. They shy away from individuals. They have avoidance issues. There's anger issues. So a person with PTSD is someone that you don't shy away from yourself. You step out and try to help that individual and seek information for them. Get them to counseling sessions. Get them to psychiatrists so they can maybe get stabilized with some medication. And, you know, everybody believes that PTSD is just for military individuals. PTSD actually covers people who have never been in the military. It's a traumatic event. And you just have to gauge that person on their level. Don't group. Don't stereotype. Not stereotypical. So that's and PTSD has like 17 symptoms that
I was going to ask you, what are some of the symptoms of PTSD?
Well, like avoidance, irritability. They don't want to be around anybody. They're not receptive. Loud noises. It'll cause you, like if you drop a pin or a car door or somebody shoots a gun, it's going to cause us to, you know, react. And PTSD does not have a face. PTSD does not have ethnicity. It doesn't have gender. PTSD is all of us in this room that's sitting in these pink T-shirts right here. We just may have different levels of it.
So each of you have dealt with some form of PTSD?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So now that's very interesting. And I appreciate you even being transparent enough to talk about that, because a lot of times people go through things and they just kind of want to keep it to themselves. They don't want to really deal with it. But you know, that's awesome that you're even here to that you have a personal experience with it. So I guess it made so much sense for you to even do the awareness walk. What are some of the effects that you have to deal with? Like, I know that, you know, sometimes people say people become suicidal. They deal with a lot. What is like one of the worst things that you may have experienced personally, or know someone who've experienced?
Me personally, I have a lot of triggers, and I have a major event that's coming up by the end of this month, and this has to deal with death of my soldier downrange. So it really gets to me. So I can understand when somebody says they have PTSD, because I live it every single day. But I just know, you know, what my triggers are. Right. And you have to get control of it.
And so what do you do? What are some of the things that you do to cope when you do have triggers?
I stay by myself. I have to take myself away from people so I won't put that on anybody else. Or I avoid certain locations. I avoid certain military equipment that I know I can't not be around, because it will bring back everything, and I will start reliving my experience, and it's not a good experience. And then I deal with Karen. Her and I have been friends for years, so she knows when I have to back away. She knows what months that I really have a hard time in, and then I talk to her a lot.
I think that's absolutely beautiful. It's so good when you have a friend or someone around that understands, that could kind of get where you're coming from, and that somebody you can lean on, and they also understand when you need time by yourself. Shoot, I wonder if I got PTSD. Cause listen, I've been through a whole lot. I've been through a whole lot. And I don't really share a lot about my personal experiences, but I do get like that. Sometimes I get anxiety when I get around people, or when I get around people that remind me of certain people that I've dealt with, or they got that kind of like demeanor. It'll make me be like, and I'll completely shut down or withdraw or move away from. But you know, like you said, there's different forms. You might not even know exactly what you're going through, or you may not even know that you're dealing with it, because you just think that's just the way you are. That's just your makeup. So I'm so excited about this awareness walk. Miss Karen, I want to kind of get your opinion and get a little bit about like some of your thoughts and stuff when it comes to PTSD.
For me personally, PTSD, like Michelle said, you have certain triggers. I have certain triggers. Insomnia, you have problems sleeping. Headaches, I have real bad headaches. So when I interact with people, you have to be careful how you conduct yourself around others, or either what you say or do, because me personally, I know something that someone may say or does, you know, may trigger me, and me, what I'm going through, I don't want to be a trigger to someone else.
Okay.
You know, so you have to be kind of mindful. And by us being in a military community, like Michelle said, PTSD looks like me, you, everybody else that you may come in contact with. You just don't know. And some of our brothers and sisters are suffering in silence because they don't know, or they don't know where to go to get help.
Or they don't want the label as, oh, I'm crazy.
Exactly.
Something's wrong with me. I'm not, because, of course, one thing, I'm such a civilian. Let me say that. And I'm such a civilian, honey. Listen, if you are just tuned in, you are tuned in to Sundays at the Square. I am your host, Toni Ringgold, and I am speaking with the ladies of Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority Incorporated. We are talking about the PTSD Awareness Walk that is going to be on Saturday, June 23rd at the Killeen Community Event Center. And we were just talking about, what PTSD looks like, and even some of those that may be dealing and struggling silently, but they don't want people to label them as, crazy and things like that. And one thing I do know is that the military teaches you to be strong, and it teaches you to have such a strong sense of pride, and you need to be unbreakable. And you go through so much training to train even your physical body to be so strong. But what happens when you're not strong? What does that mean? And I guess for a lot of people that are in the military and have that embedded in them, it's hard to say, I need help.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to ask for help, because the military does teach you to be strong. The military does teach you to push your pain to the side. That's what the military does. And the higher you go up in rank, it makes it even more impossible to come out in the open. But it shouldn't matter what your rank is. Right. It shouldn't matter if you're male or female. If you need that help, please seek out that help. Please. And it has done wonders for me, and it's taken a long time for me to even try to get halfway to the road of recovery, and I still have a long way to go. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. Now I want to talk about Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority Incorporated. Tell me about this. Woo woo. Hey. Do y'all have like some, hey, live viewers? Hey, Sierra. Hey, Christina, Zenas, Allison, Harold, Tavares, Wendell, Miss Carolyn, Stephanie, and Raymond. Hey, y'all. Listen, we got some live viewers coming in here today.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the sorority itself.
Okay. Delta Phi Chi Military Sorority Incorporated was founded March 1st, 2017. It's a military sorority for females geared for current service members, females that have served in the past, and for veterans.
Awesome. So wait a minute. This is a brand new. This is a baby. This is like, and did it start on Fort Hood?
No, actually, we originated in El Paso, Texas. That's where it was founded at.
That's awesome. And so you guys have a chapter here. Is that what it's called? Chapter?
It's called a cluster chapter. Yes.
Cluster. Okay. Awesome. So what are some of the things that you guys do?
We do a lot of volunteering. We do a lot of volunteering with our veterans, which is what you're going to speak of on next is the 5K. We do a lot of community volunteering with Habitat for Humanity, just basically things in the community to get out there to make our community better and just work with our veterans and their families, kids, things of that nature.
Awesome. Look, guys, we got to take a break, but we'll be back in just a minute. You are tuned in to Sundays at the Square, only on B106.